And thanks, Chris. And there's many veterans who paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. But tonight marks one particular moment in World War II history that was the first step toward the liberation of Western Europe from Nazi Germany's control. The now Bakersfield's Tori Cooper is taking us inside one of the deadliest battles that led to the liberation, but this time through the lens of one of the last service member survivors living right here in Kern County. Tori?
Jessica, 74 years ago today, Kern County resident and U.S. Army veteran Ernest T. Roberts landed on Omaha Beach in 1944 for one of the largest Allied seaborne invasions on German-occupied France territory. Some still call it Operation Neptune, but Roberts will always remember it as D-Day.
All was on that beach, his arms, legs, his head, and the water was solid blood.
Ernest T. Roberts still remembers the smell of blood and gun smoke that day in France on Omaha Beach in 1944. A young 18-year-old infantry army soldier at the time trained to defend our country against any threat by land. In this case, it was to reclaim European soil from Nazi Germany control.
The tide came up under my helmet like it broke my neck, and I laid out on the beach and finally got my neck straightened up to where I could go. And I crawled around on the beach till I found a rifle.
At the time, the Germans had an advantage over Allied soldiers like Roberts because they were positioned in concrete reinforced bunkers with 50 caliber machine guns located on the cliffs above Omaha Beach. The Germans also had heavy artillery in place. The only ground troops were Allied forces, which were made up of the British, the Australians, and the American Army Invasion Forces. But Roberts eventually made his way past the enemy, strategically and slowly.
Whenever they start shooting at you, you gotta lay down. If you don't, you're gonna get killed.
Unfortunately, his luck started to dwindle fast.
When I turned around, there's a burp gun, a German with a burp gun. Shot me. One went off my helmet, one went through my shoulder, and 3 went through my field jacket.
After that, Roberts laid in a foxhole for 30 minutes until he realized he was dying from his injuries. Dripping in blood, Roberts eventually got up, but he was greeted by another German.
I thought, oh, this is it now, for sure. I got no rifle, no nothing.
That's when his luck returned.
Put down his gun, let me walk right by him.
But before he reached safety, he saw many things no one should ever see.
I could see his intestines from the rear. He was blowed up that bad.
Once Roberts reached safety, he was airlifted to England, patched up, and sent back into battle. After 6 total weeks in combat, he was sent back to his home in Nebraska. Roberts and 6 others were the only survivors from his infantry platoon on D-Day. He decided to settle into a painting job in Bakersfield with his wife and 2 kids. But every June 6th, there's only one thing on his mind.
The good boys is left over there.
Roberts is 94 years old and he is still super sharp. He said the secret to his battle against post-traumatic stress is living a sober life. The Americans eventually liberated Western Europe after a few months of combat. Robert received a number of awards after his time serving as a sergeant in the Army, including 2 Purple Hearts. And if you have a story worth investigating, email me at tori.cooper@kero.com. Back to you, Jess.
All right, Tori, thanks for that.